go ahead and start regretting losing you when she notices that you can get better. And I say better in a lot of areas, but today I want to focus on when you can get a better woman. I've been kind of slaying this lightly or mentioning it, but you have to remember when women recognize another woman can recognize your value, that's already adding value. And that's why when you show that you have experience with women, that's already going to also add value to you. Being experienced and showing that you're not inexperienced, that's going to be bringing you to a state of knowing what you're doing. If we're talking about leadership in different aspects, if we're talking about knowing how to handle her, deal with her, it would really suck if you don't. However, you just don't really know what to do. And not every woman is up for that when it comes down to the beginning stage. The reason why I also say the beginning stage compared to like when you've been knowing how to deal with a woman or know how to deal with a woman in general, you can also be able to know who's for you and who isn't. So when a woman's like, oh, okay, like I feel like he's not really feeling me, but I like him, or I like his drive, I like the way he moves, I like the things that he has, whether it's materialistic or superficial or not, that's add-ons. But that's going to be what is bringing you to a next level or making you stand out. But what can set you back is, again, if you don't know how to deal with a woman. Now, the thing is, if you're putting yourself out there, it doesn't always necessarily be that you have to have the most pretty girl or a nice looking girl or a better looking girl than her. Again, these things do help because she can get a little jealous, can get territorial. She can kind of want to like claim you or be like, oh, there's something about him. Like, why do they want them? But the other aspect of it is just the fact that you're able to move on from her. Now, I want to ask y'all this question. Have you ever showed that you're too stuck on her? Have you ever showed that it's very hard to move on? Like, just the idea of dating is probably something you don't want to do. I want to compare this to what have you also already reassured, reevaluated multiple times. Sometimes you're not able to tell that you've told her in 10 different ways or 10 times in the same way how much you want her, how much she will always be the one, how you'll never go to nobody else. Now, if she's been playing you, or she talks about other men that want her, or she is actually about infidelity, or she lives like she's a single woman, and remember that could be also subjective. And also if she has like things that makes her want to be on and off, or things that make you feel like confused or let on or hot and cold, or like a yo-yo effect type of thing, up and down, roller coaster, all sorts of things of that sort can have you be unsure with her. That's not where you want to play it safe with staying with her. Playing it safe would be putting yourself back out there, or simply being single, or not putting a title onto her. The less basically she feels like she has importance in your life, the more it's going to be bothering her and concerning her. Because also compared to if you end up having another woman, again, especially if she looks really good, women can get competitive too. Women can end up saying like, I'm surprised he can get that, but then that can transition into, oh, but there is something about him, or there's this. Remember too, like maybe you don't have every single thing that she expects or has requirements of, especially if she's really being hypergamous. However, it's still about how much can you still get that other woman, right? You don't have to settle or think that you can't get your ex type of female, whether it's physical appearance or not. You can also remember like different cities, different areas that you go to, you can get way more recognition. And I know that for a fact, which is another topic. I might say it towards the end or talk more about it. But back to what I was saying, when you're also choosing not to go back to her, but she knows that you will be able to date, that helps you stand out more, because then attention has to come back onto why isn't your attention going on to her? Right? This whole time when you're trying to get her to recognize, hey, I'm doing better than before, or hey, like if you've been in some bad habits, I'm changing. You don't have to do it towards her to prove something to her so much or so hard. Now, y'all, don't forget consultations are always available. If you want a better understanding of your situation, how to go about it, what is best for you, I got y'all during a consultation. And of course, it could be about anything. And also, if you want clarity and a way to execute with plans that actually can work, give you good results, then you can definitely do that by talking to me on the line. I've talked to y'all for so long, some of y'all, right? And I've talked to y'all through comments and stuff, but when it's consultations, definitely more personal, and we get into the nitty gritty. We go straight to the point, and I love when y'all come back to get more results or to continue on with your journey. So book by clicking the link down below, and per usual, there's always sales going on my website, so don't miss out by checking it out. And of course, I have to remind y'all, if you hear it but you never do it, or if you're new, welcome. But Patreon, you join for free, you get exclusive content that you simply will not get on here unless you're a YouTube member. But if you join for free on Patreon, you get it for free. So why not? Don't miss out. And of course, there's a community on there that I'm in, of course, why wouldn't I be? So you can talk to me directly and talk to other people and get the community going and engage with each other. So the links are down below, and I do have 2 Patrons. Back to what I was saying, when it comes down to the regrets, let me clear my voice real quick. Another thing I want y'all to also remember, because I didn't really talk much about this in this video, I wanted it to be more about if you are dating, or the fear, the scarcity that can come over a woman when she doesn't have you. Because again, there's importance onto that. Sometimes it's just the idea of you going out there or going back to an ex. That can be enough. Imagine the stuff that she's already done. Even if you don't do or don't want to do the stuff that she would do, like go back to an ex, or date right away, or you don't go to certain events that can cause you to be around other women, just think of what can work for you that you haven't done that could actually help you. Not only like to make her regret and be jealous, but also she can feel like she's missing out, like she really lost someone good. And on top of that, the best part really actually is it's all for you. Like you get to find yourself in the process. Now, I was really gonna say this, the other stuff that you normally hear, but this is not the focus of the video, is definitely always upgrading, which is correlating with what I just said, which when it's for you. How many of y'all actually done things that are for you and the results are just so satisfying? Because the bigger challenge is actually getting it started and going. So for instance, if you need to go longer without talking to her, that could be difficult because day one could look like, dang, how long do I have to go? And obviously it's just the beginning, you're just learning. That's one step, that's one aspect. Another aspect though, let's turn it on to, if let's say you're dealing with this woman, you care about her, you want her to like understand you, you want her to change, but she's going at a slow pace. Because sometimes I know y'all don't just cut off, but you want her to still regret not having the same access to you. So that's what you have to still do. Cut the access, but do something in the meantime that's relating it back to yourself. And you have to remember, like, you have to get out of your comfort zone too. Some women, they're just very confident. They have high self-esteem. Hence why, you know, like, you know, they keep doing things that makes them feel secured, or they're good, or they'll do things to you and come back because they still feel like, you know, they're good, they're that woman or whatever, however you want to say it. My point is though, you are probably showing low self-esteem. If y'all want me to talk about how to increase your self-esteem, how to increase your confidence more, let me know. Definitely will do that. But to my point, this is why they don't have no problem talking to another guy. I know dating is not really as easy for men, but also understand there's things that you can do to make it easier. There's things that you've been preventing yourself from doing that could, of course, make it easier. Another thing too is, again, put yourself out there. Like, it's really saying that you want to date or you want to find somebody better than your ex, but you never talk to a woman ever in your life. That's avoiding finding that, even if it's not to make your ex jealous. You get what I mean? So reevaluate what you got to do differently. Believe and trust that you can get more women, but understand that you have to do certain stuff. Gain your experience, basic stuff of learning how to talk to women, approaching women. If you don't want to approach women, put yourself near a woman. Have a woman really like, y'all, like, women can actually come up to you, but some guys obviously are gonna go up to a woman. It's normally that way anyways, but you need to be around females. If it's gonna even be dating sites, whatever you gotta do, whatever you want to do it, because it can work in your favor and get you the results that you're looking for. And especially if it's not for your ex, it's really for you, that's a good thing, because it's better when, again, you're doing it for yourself, not as revenge per se. But again, we can talk about this a different day. So much more to talk about. Don't forget about the links down below. As I said, don't miss out. And join Patreon and book your consultation. I love y'all. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'll talk to y'all very much soon. Bye, y'all.